Welcome back. In class 1 we talked about mapping and how to do the map search. We're now going to look at 3 other mapping tools. And the first one we're going to access from a group of listings. Now you could do this from any group of listings, but I'm actually going to do it from Listings Caravan. Okay? The reason I'm doing this is to show you where you access Caravan, but you can do it from any list of properties. Okay, so Listings Caravan. Notice that we have a date list of caravans. I'm going to go to today's caravan in Pasadena. I check the box and then go to reports. It's going to show me that there are 71 listings on caravan today. All right. Now you can map. Notice map is up here in the top. You can map 71 properties, but at least when you're starting, I would not recommend it. I don't think you'll find it useful. So let's uncheck the blue check mark in the bar there, and let's check the first 5 properties. You could check as many as you want. Whatever you have checked, when we go to map, we are going to map. So we're going to map those 5 properties, and here they are on a map. So it's showing us the 5 properties. And over on the right we have a bunch of different choices. Now the one we want to use is directions routing. We'll come and look at map layers later, but for today we're using directions routing. And what we want to do is route these so that we can go and find directions to get from one to the other. So I'm actually just going to zoom out just a hair, because I want to include my office, which is going to come in here in just a second, and we're going to click on the drop down at the bottom. So we're in directions routing. Pardon me. We're going to come down to the drop down at the bottom. We're going to select agent office. Now it's a 2-step process. You have to press enter on the keyboard, and that will put agent office into the list. So it's a little hard to see, but it's put a little icon there, A, for my agent office. Now the system is not going to automatically route these for you. What you're going to do is you're going to go in and you're going to decide, am I going to go around clockwise or am I going to go around counterclockwise? Some people like to start at the furthest one away, so let's start up here at this one. What you're going to do is point at it. So you want your mouse to be on the property, left click. Notice that the mouse, when we run over it, shows us some basic information. Left click. It's going to show us more information. Now we could go and look at the pictures if we wanted. We could go and look at the tax information. We could do a ton of things. What we're going to do is add to route. So notice it's put it into the list. It tells me that it's 6.1 miles from my office. It thinks it's going to take us 13 minutes. I go to the next one. Point at it. Click, left click. If I want to see it, add to route. Point, add to route. Point, click, add to route. There we go. Point, click, add to route. And we'll do the last one. Point, click, add to route. So I've added all 5 to my list. I now want to go back to my office. Now I go back to the drop down. This time I select the address. Once again I press enter. And what we've got now is a total of 17.5 miles from my office back to my office. Now, there is one silly little step you have to complete, and that is you want to check this little grey box here. So check this box. You don't have to do anything with that map. You just have to have the box checked. And now, when you go to Map Report, what it's going to do is bring up a printable report. Okay, and I forgot to turn my pop-ups off. There we go. If nothing happens, go and look for your pop-ups, because it means you got your pop-ups on. Okay, so now it's brought up a list, and you can see the front page is a map. Down below it shows me the 5 properties, and they're marked A, B, C, D on the map. Okay, and then it's got blow-by-blow descriptions from my office to the first one, to the second, to the third, blah blah blah, all the way back to my office. Now notice that I can either print this or I can save as a PDF, and of course if you save it as a PDF you can email it to your clients or whatever. Let me point out one thing. When we did the address down here, we picked the agent's office. You can actually pick any address. So if you want to give your clients a routing map, you could put their home address in as the starting point and you'd be in great shape. Okay, so that's the first mapping tool. Let's close that and let's close this. And now let me just finish that thought for a second. So anywhere that you have a group of properties, let's just pick these 4 in my 24-hour market watch. So I've got these two. If I want to map them, all I do is check them, and you'll see you got map, and you can check those two. So the mapping tool is really flexible. I mean, anywhere you have a group of properties, you can use that mapping tool. All right, so that was the first way of doing mapping.